Hey YouTube, Jolly Gray 1990 here with my live reaction of One Piece Chapter 1062, Adventure in the Land of Science. Germa 66's Cold-Blooded Voyage, Volume 20. Meanwhile, in Chocolate Town on Cocoa Island, we see people have been frozen, so I have to wonder if it's the other admiral, not Exuba Akainu. So I'm very excited to see what this could mean. Maybe the hints of Blackbeard, people associated with Blackbeard showing up is a real thing. So I'm excited to see where this would go. Moving the story, Vegapunk. The Vegapunk. What a farkus. Vegapunk, you're like my role model, Frankie. I killed 2 years in your hometown, Baltimore. After going through your lab, there's still a load of stuff I didn't get a chance to look into. It's the giant mech of my dreams. Just how many times bigger than General Frankie is that? Can't wait to shoot Luffy and Chopper with a stunning lady. Vegapunk surprise. Just a moment. Robin, here we go. This is the first I've heard of Vegapunk being a woman, and she looks far too young. Vegapunk has been active for many years. Naturally, who said this was the main Stella body? You're looking at Vegapunk, or Punk 02, Vegapunk Lilith. In any case, we always run through our research friends in a jiffy, so we'll allow you to skedaddle if you just relinquish your valuables. I'm okay with that. It's pretty what she's saying. I appreciate that. We like research buddies. Give us your valuables and get out of here. What? These waters are chilly enough without you being cold too. You just fished us out. What kind of rescue do you call this? Are you deaf? This is not a rescue. Trespassing in these waters is high impossible. Resist, and they will sink you without question. Now we get different animals. We get giraffe, we get a lion, we get a wolf, we get a rhino, a bear. Ah, that just popped out. Weaponized sea beasts. That's rad. Yeah, but my fears are overwhelming at the rate too. Yeah. Lilith, what are you doing? Why do you always insist on looting? Have some pride as a scientist. Shaka, put a sock in it. Can your internal pride keep the lights on? They're the Straw Hat Pirates, a newly dubbed Emperor crew, are not going to meekly surrender. I like that they're aware of that. That's cool. Precisely. They must have a heap of treasure stashed away. Even so, you've made a foolish blunder. Blunder, I have them surrounded. Don't understand. Look at the swordman. Here we go. I love this sword. Like, Zoro's a menace. That's Pirate Hunter Zoro. His bounty is 1,100,000,000. See how calm he is? He knows you're in range for him to end you in an instant. The same goes for Devil Child Nico Robin back there. But what can they all do against the sea beasts? The strong can apprise their prey and prioritize the most essential targets first. You should have been more cautious. Sanji and Frigga. These imbeciles around them lured me into a sense of false security. Confound, I was careless. Hey, Vegapunk, there's something I want from you, so you'd better play nice. Got it? I love this. Zoro and Nika Robin, and the other one's like, hey, these guys are threats. Don't be lulled into a sense of false sensibility by Frankie and Sanji. So I think this is perfect. You got Sanji, I'm in love. You got Frankie, technology. And then you got Robin and Zoro, who have been pegged as the threats, which are like perfect. No matter, bring them here. I have an interest in that crew. Logic, Punk, the one, Dr. Vegapunk Shaka. So I have to wonder if Shaka's the real Vegapunk. So you've been here before. Yeah, when I was a kid, it was still pretty run-of-the-mill lab at the time, though. So how come you came back? Now we transition to Bonny with Luffy. I'm here for answers. I'll have that bastard's life if I don't like what I hear. Huh? Vegapunk's the one who turned my dad into a cyborg. That's awful. It's not like he's completely lost his sense of himself. He doesn't even know who he is anymore. Bonny He's Kuma's daughter. It's perfect. Oh, he's nothing but a welding weapon now. It's awful. Yeah, it's unforgivable. Sorry, Bogey. It's Bonny. Yeah, Bonny. We made it to the surface, Chopper. Let's track down some grub. Oh wow, yeah, I forgot to mention that I ran into Sabo at Mary Joe's. Whatever, I can spell means it. Perfect. We're getting that connection right off the bat of what happened. So jumping a little, switching side. What in the world? Back after I take one for a ride. Hey, we're in for this place. We're gonna take care of Luffy. So we see all these different cybernetic beasts. One that looks like a dragon, a robot. Rah! Ah, Luffy's been eaten. Poof! He goes right through. Huh? You okay, Luffy? What? I thought I got swallowed. Was that a giant parfait? There's cookies, fruits. Look at all the cream. Thanks for the meal. Hold it, you guys. Why would they leave food around? This has to be a trap. What the? We went right through it. So it's see-through. See-through food. How can we see it but not touch it? It's so cruel to make us hungry like that. Crap, did we die earlier on this? There's no way we're ghosts. I've never seen one before, but this parfait must be a hologram. Like the mentioned holograms. It's cool. Oh, the space monster. That's why I went through. The giant robot must be one too. No one can make something like that. What the hell is that? It takes me off, Sylvia. It's 3D image made of light. You see them in comics and stuff. Science fiction stuff. It's just an image. Hey, what's all this? What's all these buttons? Have pictures of food on them. Give up already. Everything on the island's a sham. But that reminds me, weren't the seas around the island freezing? You'd expect this place to have a similar climate. Actually, this is a winter island, but the environment is set to tropical one here. With my island aircon invention, you can specify and regulate temperature of an area redness. So this one's as big as Kaido. You're a hollow thing, huh? Take this. I'm sorry. Luffy gets hit. Drop. You have hamburgers and different food we made. A hamburger meal. A drink came out too. You can touch it. Steak, amateurs, cotton candy cake. Or at least you appreciate my work. That's the unmanned cooking device. It can turn raw ingredients to one of the 500 unique dishes in under a minute. Then what do you make? Well, you've got the mode there, but I can't be too happy since the lack of competent engineers makes that this bucket of bolts can't be mass produced. It really pisses me off. So she hits the giant dragon. The island Archaon is the same damn boat. Sensors can monitor living creatures, and it could take the weather. We just had a bit more money. These are endless ideas, but not enough resources. She punched a hologram. Of course, my photogenic gloves would make it possible to interact with light. Nice. Perception shapes your reality, sense of reality. But touching a projected object turns that on its head, doesn't it? So that girl isn't real. Debates on what makes something real as old as time. It's something you'll have to decipher, but I consider the matter settled. So, just what are you? Me, just your resident science genius here, Dr. Vegapunk. Vegapunk 6. So we look right below her jacket. You've got the 6. Vegapunk. What the hell? That's a lot. Bonnie says. You're Vegapunk. I've heard the name. Kobe told me about you. New World. So now we're transitioning to CPU0. I was spoiled of possibly the fact that CPU0 was coming after Vegapunk. Just keep listening, Lucci. Vegapunk is technically still a single individual, Kaku. But his genius is second only to his business. When there's not enough time, you say they say you're as busy as a beaver, right? Well, imagine if there were more than one beaver. That was his grand idea to split into 6 people. In other words, all 6 of these satellites are also Dr. Vegapunk. And I'm the weird one for thinking that sounds impossible. Geniuses are such a pain. So we have Logic, Shaka 1, Evil, Lilith, Flare, Wisdom, Wrath, Desire. So we have Shaka, Lilith, Edison, Pythagoras, Atlas, and Yoke. So we've met Lilith and Yoke. In short, our assignment is to return this problem child back to Egghead. Then we'll take care not to take damage. So we have one of the Kumas, or specifically the creatures essentially that attacked Blackbeard. Now I'm drawing blank with their cards. So we have Cipher Pol Aegis, Masked Assassins, Kage, Lucci, and Stussy. Taking care not to damage. After all, I need the labs that precious assets were to eliminate every last Vegapunk. So we're meant to kill the single most useful man in the world. I wonder if this has something to do with the recent Lucia incident. Someone with instincts like yours should know better than to question these things. Agreed. Don't get us in any hot water, Lucci. A complicated plan. So now we have notes. Each of Vegapunk's satellites are written with a character for a specific trait but are pronounced differently. The origins are unclear, but these are our best guesses. Evil Lilith, Wrath Atlas, Desire Yoke, could be York, Flair, Creativity Edison, Wisdom Knowledge Pythagoras, Logic Shaka, a saint character. Stella, written as the main true body, pronounced as Stella. So there's a lot here. So we have Black Moon Lilith symbol. We have Virgo. We have Atlas, the god who held the Titan who held up the earth. And then we have essentially the chapter in color form. So a lot here. There wasn't a lot of action, but I like that we got a lot of it. This is a lot of information. So an information dump. So I always try not to rate, but I was going to rate this. I would give this like a 7 or 8 because there's not a lot of action, but there's a lot of information. So the things that stand out to me the most, going in order or right off the bat, we have Vegapunk 2 is being respectful of the crew and gonna rob them, but still acknowledging she at least knows who they are. But then we also get Shaka, the original, is saying, "Hey, beware of Zoro and Robin." I love that. It's like you're giving respect. It's like this is an Emperor's crew. Give respect. It's like, okay. We transition. We get that Jewelry Bonny is the daughter of Kuma. We get to meet Vegapunk 6. More specifically, Desire Yoke, and then we get to learn about the fact that Dr. Vegapunk split himself into 6 people and that CP0 is going after him. We don't know why. Apparently it is connected to Lucia, possibly, maybe he knows something he's not willing to give in. So the CP0, someone wants to take him out. So I thought this was a very good follow-up chapter. I was worried, there we go, Seraphim, we're going to, when I saw kind of one appear, take Luffy out early on, or even the crew. And so the fact that Vegapunk 2 was told to be warned, be wary of Robin and Zoro, makes me feel very happy to say right off the bat, this doesn't look like it's gonna be a typical after a big fight arc, they get their butts whooped and they have to come back. No, and I'm appreciative of that. I am excited to see where this goes. I don't think we're on break next week, so that's awesome. I didn't do a review of the last chapter. Kinda didn't. I will do a review of this one later this weekend. So this has been Joy Green 1990. If you liked my review, leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe. If you didn't like it, please leave me comment, tell me why. Leave a dislike. Joy Green 1990. Signing off. Bye, YouTube.